The model that I created in the last video was a little boring. Well, let's say it was actually tremendously boring. And in this video, I'd like to go through how to add a little bit of color to it. And though before I do that, in the previous video, this first Kumu was a separate project unto itself. I have since made it a second map in the Kumu environment project. If you look at the URL, it now says STW my account, Kumu environment, which is the name of the project, and pound first Kumu, which is the name of this map. If I click here and go back to the previous map that was used in the environment video, notice it says Kumu environment pound environment, which is the name of the map. So that's how the various maps get referred to, which is why I indicated early on that you should keep the name of the project and the name of the maps relatively short, because every time you refer to something else, it gets longer. So that if I click on Tom, notice that now it says Tom, and now it says mouse, and now it says chases. So everything sort of gets added together to refer to a particular item. The other thing that I didn't mention was if you click on something and hit the delete key, you can get rid of it. And connections can also be moved, so that if you just click just at the end of the arrow, you can select that connection and move it to someplace else, as opposed to having to delete it and recreate it. And also, I've said that every entity in Kumu has its own profile page. When you click on it, you end up on its profile page. To get back to the profile page for the map itself, you simply click in the background. Now, to add some color to this, notice that I said here that this is a secondary map in the same project, and there is a perspective which relates to both of them at the moment, because there is only one perspective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to perspective, which is where you add decorations to the map. And you can decorate elements or connections with a real easy to use wizard. It's a wizard. It's easy to use. It has a limitation on the amount of things that you can do with it. So if I say I want to decorate elements, I can decorate all elements or some custom selection of elements, which means I could select and decorate every individual element in the model if I wanted to, though it would take a long time and get boring really quickly. So I'm going to say I want to decorate all elements. I want to change the size. I want to make them 20 pixels. We haven't talked about attributes yet, so we'll skip this. I want to change the color, and I want to make the color of the elements blue, and I don't want to do anything else with it, but you can also add a legend which appears down here, add an image, bullseye, and shadow. So at the moment I'll just do this, and now the elements are somewhat larger than they were before. Then I will also go ahead and say I want to decorate the connections. I want to decorate all of them. I want to change the size and make them 8. And we'll change the color of them to red. And we'll save that. Now, notice that there are 2 connections here that didn't get colored. It appears as though early on into this course I've run into a bug, and the bug is that it only colored the first instance of lives in that it ran into and the first instance of eats. And I've submitted a report to the developers, and they'll probably get it fixed today. So not to worry. It's more trial and learning moving forward. So that adds some color to this. And as indicated, here is the decoration that was added to the element, and you can come over here and you can edit it so that you can change the size or change the color. Let's make it purple, and we'll go ahead and add a bullseye. I don't know why, just so that you see what it looks like, and add a shadow. and I'll say that the shadow is a light green and not very opaque and not very big. So you can govern the size of the shadow and the size of the bullseye. So that's what this looks like. And if you want to change it, you can go ahead and simply click here, or you can actually delete it altogether. The same way with the label, you can click here and edit the the decoration that you have assigned to the connection. What happens with these two wizards when you use them, it's actually writing code for you. So that it defines the element to have a size of 20 and a color, and here's the bullseye, and here's the definition of what we defined for the connection. Initially, this is going to seem extremely overwhelming, though after you get used to using Kumu for a while, you will stop using the wizards and you will begin to actually write the CSS code that does all of this definition for doing decorations, because it's just quicker. You'll get familiar with it in terms of initially you'll do the definition with the wizard, and then you'll look at advanced and you'll see what it's doing, and you'll recycle the format. And it, as I said, it probably appears confusing at first, though it will get easier as time goes on. So don't feel overwhelmed, because you can use the wizards for as long as you want to, and they are extremely capable, and there are aspects that we haven't yet talked about because we have to talk about attributes and other dimensions of the elements and connections, and we'll get to those shortly. So a little bit sort of decorations 101 in terms of how to go ahead and use decorate element and decorate connection. As I said, just as an example, you could decorate a single element. So if I want a custom selection and I say I want the label is Tom, so I get out here, so I'm now doing a custom selection, and the label is Tom, and I want to change the size so that Tom is like 40, and I want to make Tom a different color. Make him black. Just right, so I save this. Notice that Tom is a different color, and notice here it says element label equals Tom. If I go to advanced, you'll see that it's doing a specific selection. It says an element with a label of Tom, and you make that a size 40, and it's black. So you can specify a decoration for all of them, and then you can override that. What happens is that it applies the decorations in the order that it runs into them in the CSS file. And so that while here you said that all of the elements were of a certain size and color, and then down here it says for that element whose label is Tom, assign this set of values, so that what was specified here is overridden down here. And I know it's getting a little involved and complicated, but it won't be for long. So here's a little introduction to Decorations 101. And though there are certain aspects, maybe we want to decorate because Tom and Jerry are animals, and cheese and mouse are something that they eat. Maybe we want to decorate different things as different colors. Well, we'll address that in the next video. See you there. Bye.